Hello everyone, my name is Bert Orlando, and this is just like a voiceover of my Pills to Tanks video that I made. I just want to describe the things that are happening in the video. Morely, it's just a way so I don't like forget it in the future, because I know some years down the line I'm gonna look back and see, oh, I remember making that video, and then I'm gonna just cringe at me talking and describing my thoughts because I'm gonna be a better coder then and disagree with them. But that's the idea at least. Let's see if I prepared. Oh wow, I didn't accidentally leave it halfway through. That would have been a little rude. Um, so this is like one of the first battles that I actually tested with the auto battler. I literally like just slapped the unit script on a pill and tried to get A star to not, well, to actually do anything. Period. It took a little bit to get that set up, but it was surprisingly simple. So I'm gonna let this play out. This one was done on my older computer, so it took like 20 minutes to hit play each time. That was pretty fun. Just bullet script. It was just throwing a. Actually, I don't know if it was throwing an error at the time. I think in my code, it didn't delete the particle if it didn't find a, or if the target was destroyed. Also, what's happening there is the pills, or the red pills, the melee pills, if you will. I accidentally got their targeting inverted, so they're trying to get the closest target, preferably the target that they were attacking last. But I guess that just wasn't strong enough yet. That kind of incentive. So what's happening is they're going over to a pill over here. Should probably get a little thing for my cursor. They're trying to go kill this blue pill all the way on the right, and then they get over there, but now suddenly they're farther away from this other pill all the way on the left. So then they come over and try to kill that pill, but now they're farther from this one. So they just end up in the middle or the average position of the two, the farthest pills. I guess at some point that back pill is going to start getting involved and pulling them this way. And then, like I said, the bullets didn't actually destroy themselves when the targets were destroyed, so it just stuck around. They still don't, but I handled that a lot better now. And then I got excited and spawned in, what, 922 units? And this was with the somewhat default A-star pathing setting, so understandably it takes like a long time to path. I slowed down to hide the fact that my computer couldn't handle it. And this seems to still kind of be an issue where if there's a fuckload of units, they'll all decide to like kill the like zero or like zero on the map. So wherever the center of the world is. I don't know why, but they just really hate it. It's probably due to the fact that the multi-threading, they just tons of null reference exceptions everywhere from targets being destroyed and another thread not knowing that. Also, A-Star came with some funny little feature where if a pill gets knocked over, it'll get, like, stand back up. Thought that was funny. Yeah, and I don't know what they're doing with their pathing. They Red pills probably would have won if it weren't for that. I think they get trash stomped. Yeah, yeah, no. Who would have guessed? Walking back and forth doesn't help when you're a melee unit. Yeah, yeah, see right there. They just really hate number one. Um, and I don't actually think I switched to. I don't know. This might be. Oh yeah, yeah, no, this is the new computer. Okay, doesn't take 20 minutes to reload every time now. Yes, this is just me showcasing I can slow down time, and then this is me showcasing the fact that I can pause time. Which might have taken a day to implement because I tried to edit A star's path or AI path script, and that wasn't fun because for some reason the AI path script doesn't like other scripts that you make in your Unity project. Like I couldn't reference the namespace. I literally put everything in a namespace just to see if I had to say, hey, using X to do B, but no, it didn't like that because we had a lot of things that were shared names, so that's why I was thinking to specify the namespace. This is just a cool picture I got when I paused time, and I thought it was worth taking a screenshot of. Which is when I discovered that Paint is the only Windows 11 app that I've found that doesn't use a tab-based system anymore, or doesn't use a tab-based system. I don't know why I said that. That was completely irrelevant towards the video. I just don't like Windows 11. And this is it's like I just got tanks like fully working, still playing around with the particles here. I think it takes a while before I make it so the smoke trails behind bullets aren't insanely large. Yeah, I gotta slow that one down too. Everything needs to be slowed down after that feature got implemented. Oh, and here's the APCs. I have a little bit of a history with APCs because the last auto battler that used APCs were broken as all hell. Kind of high armor, good attack, can hit air and ground and water, and for the future, you know. Destroyed. Didn't stand a chance. Alright, we get it. Oh god, gee, I wonder who wins this one. I guess this was. Oh, yeah, please text me. Um, I don't even remember what I was testing here. I think I just wanted to get more tanks in. Maybe I was trying to buff the Humvee in a little way. Not in a little bit way. A little bit. Yep, wow. And then this was a demo for something. I mean, there's more than this, what the video shows, but I just reused some of that footage. This took like an hour to get them to do exactly how I wanted to. It felt like Humvees became the hard counter to tanks because they were just destroying them. I mean, they were the hard counter because I had a hidden modifier that made it so each bullet was doing 3 extra damage, which is a lot. Especially when there were, at the time, like, I think it was 8 bullets a second that it was shooting. Well, of course, this one's shooting a little bit faster. Approximately a lot of bullets per second. It's a tenth the speed right now. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it can't die. Oh, just kidding, it can die. This one has more health because that's what it needed. This is me showcasing the upgrade system. So I kind of have a variable in the simulator script for just global upgrades that affect everyone. So that's what I use to kind of debug for the upgrade script in the first place. And so I stop it and I add a new upgrade. It takes me a while to like click on them because I'm expecting them to not be filled out already. But since I duplicated the element in the array, and Unity kind of just auto-filled what I wanted. So and now it has extra range. I think if I got rid of the required tags, I think everything would have now a range of like 150. 150, like accounting for the fact that they would already on average have like 50 range. Yeah, and this is me getting wildly sidetracked with post-processing effects. If you couldn't tell. Pew. Yeah, it's a shame. The sky is like what actually looked pretty cool. But I guess we don't need to show that, you know. A little bit of context here before later when I show it. This map is supposed to just demonstrate the use of global modifiers. So what happens is the fog reduces the vision range of everything by 50%. They don't need to be in like a cloud or anything specifically. It's just this map has that modifier. I know 50% is excessive as all hell, even though you can literally see the APCs clearly. It's only the Humvees that anyone would be struggling with. I just wanted it to be a little more like dramatic so people could see, or exaggerated, not dramatic. I said dramatic. We exaggerated for like the effect was noticeable. Oh, yeah, good cloud timing. Yeah, I should probably make it so it's a little easier to understand what's happening. Because you kind of just see some flashing lights. It's like, I made it so I kind of understand what's supposed to happen, so I can make some educated guesses, but it's like, when rewatching the video, yeah, I have a little, it's a little fun fact. All of my auto battlers use a delete button, which just, except for this one, it just does like a million damage to every unit. This case, it just deletes the unit outright. It doesn't just damage it. Um, but my last auto battler, I implemented a chicken boss, which was a chicken, which was 10 times or 10 times bigger than it should have been, with 500,000 health, and its peck did AoE. Um, but whenever I hit delete to kill every unit, the chicken would tank the damage. I just thought that was funny. It really surprised me. I was hitting the button. I was like, why isn't anything oh, its health was like, oh my god. Yeah, chicken had a lot of health. I think I increased the damage the thing does now, though. Also, I don't have the application on this computer, so I can't test it. Yeah, so this map looks like shit because it looked good at one point, but for some reason there was some patch of trees like all the way over here that when I looked right here, my frame rate would go down to like 20. I don't know why. It was just right there. Everything else worked fine. I tried reducing the graphics, the LODs. It was the trees specifically, which I guess I could have just carved the trees out there. In fact, I can just showcase this right now. If I come up here, I said if I cut. Oh, right. No, no, no. I still get the lag. So I guess it's not just the trees. This one. So I look over here. Oh, fine. 100 FPS going up. You look over here. 9, 13, 18. I don't know why. And then I didn't actually mean to remove the trees from this map. I accidentally did so. So since it wasn't intentional, I accidentally left some trees over here. Oh, yeah, and the foliage is actually on this map too. And the textures are also fucked up. This is supposed to be dirt. Anyway, back to the video. Let's skip some time. This is me getting sidetracked by something real life, so forgetting to actually go in. Yeah, the tanks are just called generic tanks, so if I refer to them as generic tanks, that's what I've been naming them. Because I have many other units that I still need to add in, besides just 3, the Humvee, APC, and tank. They have an armor of 5, which is really good against Humvees, which shoot like 4 times a second and do 16 damage. I think I got that right, but they don't really die. APCs have 4 armor. Um, I don't think they have as much health, but they do bonus damage to Humvees, so it's a pretty good matchup. Look at all the Humvees not facing the right direction. I literally just implemented the build manager, um, which just shot a raycast, put a ball there, and said if you click, put a unit there. But I mean, it took 100 hours to add. Yeah, also, all of this lag right now is coming from aiming the turrets on the cars. Which is funny, I've been coding for 5 years and I still had to refer to a Bracky's tutorial from his tower defense game, because I remember that was the first tutorial I ever followed. It was the second tutorial I ever followed, and now here I am still following it. But not much optimization went into it, so it really ate my frame rate. Because I had to do 2 more. It's not like it was just what he wrote. Every turret does double what he wrote because of the way I wrote it. And then, of course, the rest of the turret, load is going into all the threads, so it doesn't affect the main frame rate as much. How many workers per unit, or how many units per worker? I don't feel like doing the division in my head. Well, I mean, at this point it's 2, 140 units or not 20, but 140 units, 7 workers. God, I know I did that math wrong. But the workers are just threads that'll simulate the units. The worker literally just says, okay, what units do I mess with? And then it just runs through and simulates them one by one. That's me realizing that wasn't working properly and not being happy with this. Waving my cursor around was just because I didn't know if I would be doing a voiceover or not, so I wanted to express the fact that I didn't like that. Okay, this is the part where just, skip the... Oh man, they're off. Maybe picking a grid background. Yeah, that's when this is when I realized that picking a grid background really doesn't help. Everything just kind of blends in and hurts your eyes. I think I move on to the treeless meadow environment because I didn't like the grid background. Should probably do some work on it. And then I also added the pathfinding. I changed how the pathfinding was handled. Each scene had its own pathfinding like component in it, which made it really hard to use A-Star's RVO component, which just makes it so units won't hit each other, or at least try not to. As you could see, those tanks demonstrating that it really was effective. No, the tanks have a smaller hitbox, and so it doesn't count. But I changed it so there's one scene that has it, and then these other scenes get loaded in. So the same simulator scene is still open. It's just there's two scenes right now, and then it just rescans. And there's this bug that makes it so occasionally when I place a unit, it's pretty rare, but when I place a unit, it won't go on the right team. And that's what happened here. I don't know who pissed off this tank, but he hated his teammates. Just wanted them gone. Yeah, so I just delete them and respawn them. See, haven't touched the team that they spawn on. They're fine now. They're best of friends. Unfortunately, one of them's gonna die soon. Actually, both of them are gonna die because I forgot to change the team of the Humvees. Oh man, they're off. We got the tank train over there. Yep. Wow. Who would have guessed? The high armor, the tanks that two-shot Humvees killed the Humvees. I don't actually think a tank dies here. No. A tank does die here. I'm picturing like spawning APCs. I think that's later when I spawn the APCs in this little battle. One tank dies here, and then I'm like, oh shit, you can't see the other tank that well, so I back up. I back up. Okay, there it goes. Oh, cutting out a little too early there. God, I hate when people do that in videos. They're not finished their sentence and then they cut out to the next like thingy. I think I do that a little bit in this video just because no one cares about how some of these end. Like, you know, me just looking around at the battle, taking a little too long to stop it. Also, once again, the turret script really hammering my CPU right now. At least this one core that the main thread is operating on. I think my solution was just to make it so when a turret script is spawns, it increases like a static integer, and then uses that to determine, say, I'm only gonna run on this frame, or like once every 5 frames with this offset, and the static integer just makes sure that they spread the load evenly. So instead of being on fixed update, it's just the turrets will only turn once every 4 or 5 frames. I think it was 7 before, and then I turned it down to 5 because it was excessive. This main frame rate indicates it needs to be at least, or at a minimum of 4, so it at least happens once per second. Because the turrets the turrets will not shoot at their target if they're not facing their target. That's another thing that's adding to this like overhaul. When using the profiler, when I disabled the turning of the turret, this ran way better. I think it was like 40 FPS, and then the overhaul came from all the particles. It actually wasn't even that bad though. Yeah, so just shows I have a lot to do in terms of making the particles run a little bit faster, and then making the turret script run even faster, which unfortunately I cannot consult a Brackets tutorial on. And that took me a little more time than I'm willing to admit to get to work properly. Turns out the Windows 11 default photo or video editor is not the best video editor, and is a pain in the ass to use, at least my first time, so. Yeah, but I just wanted to kind of document my thoughts, do a little like voiceover. Once again, so in a couple of years I can look back at this video and cringe and wish I never made it. Oh, yeah, I was supposed to hit Alt F4, and then it was kind of this cool transition back to the video, and then I got worried that I didn't put the video in the right spot, so I just didn't do that. Also, these patches, I just replaced the texture of what, like this was like a grass texture, or a, like leaves, like kind of more this brown over here. Oh, I'm still on that map. So I just replaced it with grass because I didn't feel like manually filling it in, so you kind of just get these weird spots everywhere. And I think I showcased everything in that video that I actually wanted to. There's nothing new over here. Yeah, and I didn't fix this because this auto battler is meant to connect to mood. Actually, no, I said this in the description. All right, I am done here. Thanks. Oh, thanks for watching.